Miss Helene Scharfbeck was born in Helsinki in July 1862 and died in the Swedish town of Saltsjöbaden in January 1946. She was a Finnish painter, and she is most widely known for her realist works and self-portraits, and less well known for her landscape and still lifes. Throughout her long life, her work changed dramatically. Her father died when she was 13 years old in February 1876. Scharfbeck's mother had to take in boarders so that they could make ends meet. A little over a year after her father's death, Scharfbeck graduated from the Finnish Art Society Drawing School. She continued her education with Ms. Helena Westermark at a private academy run by Adolf von Becker, which utilized the University of Helsinki's drawing studio. In 1879, at age 17, Scharfbeck began to be recognized for her art. She won third prize in a competition organized by the Finnish Art Society. Her art career started to blossom when some of her work was displayed in an annual Finnish Art Society exhibition in 1880. Then she was sent off to Paris in late 1880 after receiving a travel grant from the Imperial Russian Senate or government. In Paris, Ms. Scharfbeck painted with Helena Westermark, then left to study with Léon Bonnat at Madame Trélat de Vigny's studio. Then she moved in 1881 to the Académie Colarossi, where she studied once again with Westermark. The Imperial Senate gave her another scholarship, which she used to spend a couple of months in Meudon and then a few more months in Concarneau, Brittany. She continued to move around frequently, painting and studying with various people. She made money by continuing to put her paintings in the Art Society's exhibitions, and she also did illustrations for books. In 1884 she was back at the Académie Colarossi with Westermark, but this time they were working there. In 1887 she travelled to St. Ives in Britain. There she painted the Convalescent, which won the bronze medal at the 1889 Paris World Fair. The painting was later bought by the Finnish Art Society. In 1890s, Scharfbeck started teaching regularly at the Art Society's drawing school. In 1901, however, she began to get very sick and was not able to teach, and in 1902 she had to resign her teaching position. She moved to the city of Hyvinkää, some tens of kilometers north from Helsinki, while taking care of her mother who lived with her. Her mother died in 1923. While living in Hyvinkää, she continued with her art and kept putting her art in exhibitions. During this time, Scharfbeck is considered to have become a modern painter. She produced still lifes and landscapes as well as portraits, such as that of her mother, local school girls and women workers, but also self-portraits. Comparisons have been made with artists such as James McNeill Whistler and the Norwegian Edvard Munch. But as of 1905, her paintings took on a characteristic that could be attributed to her alone. She continued experimenting with various techniques, for example, different types of underpaintings. In 1913, Scharfbeck was rediscovered by Mr. Gösta Stenman, and she was once again a success with touring exhibitions and even a biography. But as the years passed, Scharfbeck started to travel less and less. She spent most of 1920 in the Finland-Swedish town of Ekenäs, or Tammisaari in Finnish, meaning Oak Cape, but by 1921 she was back living in Hyvinkää. For about a year she moved to a farm in Tenala to get away from the Winter War from 1939 to 1940, but went back to Ekenäs in the middle of 1940 to the Finnish National Gallery Atheneum, or this was attributed to Atheneum. She then later moved into a nursing home where she lived for less than a year before moving to the Luontola Sanatorium. Luontola means roughly place of nature in Finnish. In 1944 she moved into the Saltsjöbaden Spa Hotel in Sweden, where she died in January 1946.